In this video, I am going to discuss about difference of squares formula. Let's consider the following multiplication: a plus b times a minus b. If I do the usual multiplication using the distributive property, so it's going to be a times a is going to give me a square, and then a times negative b is going to give me negative ab. Then similarly, b times a is ab, is a positive ab, and then b times negative b is negative b square. Now notice that positive ab and negative ab cancels out, which gives me a square minus b square. So we come to the following conclusion. So we started off with this and we concluded with this. So our conclusion is that a square minus b square, we can rewrite it as a product of two factors, which is a plus b times a minus b, which tells you that if you're given this, you can write this, or if you're given this, the whole thing, you can write this. This is called difference of squares formula. Now I'm going to apply this difference of squares formula in the context of an actual problem. So let's go ahead and give an example. So here is my example. I'm gonna have 4x minus 7 times 4x plus 7. This is exactly like the right hand side of this equation. So I can just rewrite it as 4x plus 7 times 4x minus 7. Now in this context, my a is going to be 4x, that's my a, and my b is going to be 7. So it's like a plus b times a minus b, which is in essence difference of squares formula, which we could rewrite as 4x square minus 7 square. Now I have made a mistake here on purpose right here. What I wrote is actually not quite right. The reason I did that is that students make this mistake. So I kind of wanted to emphasize the fact and bring it to your attention so that you do not make this mistake. If you write 4x square, you are saying that you are multiplying 4 by x square. However, the context of the problem requires you to do the following: 4x whole square, because your a is 4x. So you have to, if you are trying to get a square, you are going to have to square the whole thing. A square is not equal to 4x square. You will see 4x whole square is 4x times 4x, which is, by the way, 16x square. So a square is actually 16x square. So if you say a square is equal to 4x square, then of course it's a mistake. So what you need to do, you need to put a parenthesis around it, which, if I simplify it further, 4x whole square is 16x square minus 7 square is 49. Now let me give you another quick example. In this example, I'm gonna come up with a slightly different version of the previous problem. So let's say if I had negative 3x plus 7 times negative 3x minus 7. Here my a is gonna be just this, negative 3x. My b is gonna be just 7. So it's going to be like a plus b times a minus b. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna write it as negative 3x whole square. Please do not put negative 3x square, that's a mistake. What you mean is negative 3x whole square, which is this one, minus 7 square. Now negative 3x whole square is negative 3x times negative 3x. Now negative and negative is going to be positive because we are multiplying two negatives. So 3x times 3x is 9x square. So it is going to be 9x square minus 7 square is, by the way, 49. And that should be your answer. So this is how we apply difference of squares formula. Another kind of quick example I want to give to you, which I kind of like. Sometimes students use it, or actually sometimes students don't realize it. I kind of want to bring it to your attention. If I were to give you, let's say, 13 plus 7 times 13 minus 7. You really don't have to add 13 and 7 and then subtract 7 from 13 and do the multiplication. This is just a straightforward application of difference of squares formula. Is going to be 13 square minus 7 square. 13 square is 169 minus 7 square is 49. Now if you do the subtraction, it's going to be 120. And that's how you can simplify numerical expressions like this using the difference of squares formula. I hope that this discussion was helpful. Thank you very much.